All right. Today's video is going to be about. Yesterday, I told you guys I was going to show you 4 ways to market, pretty much how to find deals. Some of them were going to be paid ways. Some of them were going to be paid ways that you can do for free with your time if you got a lot of time on your hands. And I realized it's going to be too much. Like, I don't want to overwhelm you guys. So what I'll do is I'm just going to go through 2 of the free ways to get deals. And then I'll get into the ways that cost a little bit of money, and then the last way that's a little bit more, you need more of a bigger investment. But basically at the end of the day, I'm going to share 4 different ways. All of these ways work. If anybody tells you, one of these doesn't work, it's straight BS. When you're consistent, every single one of these ways works. There's not a question of whether they work or not. It's all about if you're consistent. If you do it a couple days, then you stop, then you get back into a couple days, it's not going to work. I can tell you from experience. I've been through it myself. So at the end of the day, you have to be consistent. So the first way and the most common way that I'm going to discuss how to find deals is what we refer to as driving for dollars. Driving for dollars. That's what we call it. And it's as simple as this. Whenever you're on the road and you're driving around, and you might see houses that look a little beat up, or they look neglected, overgrown grass, just looks like it needs a lot of work, looks like in not the greatest shape, a little very neglected. So what you could do is you could write the address down of these properties, right? And then once you have the address, I can show you how to go to several different websites and get the owner's information. Once we have the owner's information and we know who owns that property, next what we could do is skip trace for the owner's contact information. Skip trace is just basically a term used for finding the owner's contact information. So if you're saying I got to skip trace the owner, that pretty much means I got to find his phone number. And it's a process that's done to find his phone number. There's certain websites that we use to skip trace. There's free ones and there's paid ones. I'm going to share 2 free ones right now where you can put a homeowner's name inside of these on these websites, and it'll tell you their phone number. It's not 100%, it's hit or miss sometimes. But if you want and you don't have a whole lot of a big budget starting out, then you can use these websites for free. And then eventually, when you do have a budget, you can use some of the paid sites too. But some of these free sites will work. You will get some phone numbers for these free sites. So 2 of these free sites are Fast People Search, Fast People Search.com, and then there's True People Search.com. So these are 2 free ones, and then there's several other ones that you can get. One of the main ones that I use for paid ones is a site called Fiverr. I've been using them for like a little over a year now to skip trace. Fiverr.com. And on Fiverr, in the search bar, you would just put real estate skip tracing, and you're gonna see tons of people who do this, But basically, when you go on Fiverr, look for somebody who has a lot of reviews and has like a 4.9 or 5.0 rating. Don't go with anybody else, because there's so many people on there that have a 4.9 or 5.0 and have a bunch of reviews. So which means a lot of people bought this service from them, which means they're pretty good at what they do. So, because that is very important. If you're going to send these people a list of 100 properties, 1,000 properties, you want as many phone numbers to come back as possible, So basically, like I said, if you don't have a big budget starting out, you can always use these 2. Fast People Search and True People Search to find out the owner's phone number. Like I said, there's a step before this though. We'd have to go to a website to find out who the owner is. So once you know, for example, you're driving and you see a house that looked a little bit like I described, neglected, it looks like it's, a little beat up, you say that the address is 3 Main Street, right? 3 Main Street, New Britain. I'm just using New Britain as an example because that's where I'm from, and we're talking about Connecticut here. So 3 Main Street, New Britain, right? So what I would do, I don't even know if that's an address. I'm just using this as an example to let you guys know. I would go to the City of New Britain tax site. That's one way to do it. I can go to another site called Vision Appraisal. You can Google Vision Appraisal and put the town in there that you're working in. Click on that and you can literally put an address in there and it'll tell you everything about the property. This is all public, this is free. It'll tell you who owns it, who are all the people that owned it. Sometimes it'll even tell you how much it was purchased for, when that property was purchased, and this is free. So once again, you find the property, right? You get the address. This, for example, 3 Main Street. Then you go to these websites, Vision Appraisal or the taxes website of that town. You're gonna find out who owns it. Now that you know the owner's name, you're gonna take that name and you're gonna plug it in a Fast People search or a True People search. It's because you're trying to get the owner's phone number so that you can call them up and you can see if they're open to selling that property. Sometimes you might not be able to get an accurate phone number for these, and then you can use a Fiverr and see if you can you can get it from somebody on Fiverr. There's also batch leads. That's another one. They charge about like 15 cents though a record. On Fiverr, I'll pay 5 cents a record. So basically, I need one address. That's 5 cents. You know, you gotta send them a list of 1,000. It'd be about $50. These are the 2 free ones though, right here. So you can start with these, and like I said, you go to Vision Appraisal and put the city name, or you can just go to New Britain Taxes, and then I'll click on the link and then you know, it's pretty self-explanatory. Once you click on there, you do a little research, and if you have any questions about a specific town, you can always reach out to me and I can help you out to find the information for that town. Another source is you can get a PropStream account, propstream.com. And PropStream also has a 7-day trial. After the 7-day trial, it's like $99 a month, but that'll give you information on a bunch of properties, just like the Vision Appraisal site will, and it'll also tell you like who the owner is, so then you can go and skip trace it. They actually have a skip trace service as well inside of PropStream. I've never used it. I haven't heard too many great things about it, so I couldn't tell you firsthand how good their skip tracing service is. But like I said, going back to these 2, start with these 2, and then if you can't find the owner's phone number, you could always get somebody on Fiverr to see if they can find it for you. So there's this first way to find deals, which is free. It'll just take some of your time and some of your gas. And basically it's called driving for dollars. You're literally driving in a neighborhood where you want to find deals at. It could be right in your hometown. It could be, you know, somewhere else, wherever you're at. Let's say you might be, if you're an Uber driver, or you have a day job where you're like a truck driver, you could, that's actually a good thing for in this case, because you're always on the road all the time anyways for your normal day job. So just now start keeping your eye out for properties that look a little neglected, look like they might need some work, you look like they're in, you know, rough shape. Write those addresses down. So in your car, you should always have a notebook and a pen handy at all times. Put it right there in that passenger seat or right there in the center console. And anytime you see one of these, jot it down. There's also apps you can use, like an app called Deal Machine. But you don't need that at the end of the day. You can use that if you want to. It's like $49 a month. They also have like a free trial for like 7 or 14 days. I haven't used it in a long time, but you really can just use a notebook and a pen and just start jotting these down. So this is the first way to find deals that is basically doesn't cost much, like I said, but your time and gas. And you can literally do this in any town or city, you know, that's obviously local to you. You're obviously not gonna be able to drive for dollars in another state, but you can do that virtually online. We'll get into that in another video. There are people that do drive for dollars virtually using like the Google Satellite or Google Earth or whatever it is. I've never personally done that, but there are people that do it. You can go on YouTube if you're interested in that, and I'm sure there's videos on there that will show you how to drive for dollars virtually. I've never done it, so I can't tell you too much about it. I can only tell you about what I've done. So once again, this is driving for dollars. This is one of the easiest ways to find deals out there. And the good thing about driving for dollars is nobody will ever have a list like you when you're driving for dollars. If you go to PropStream and you pull a list of of sellers, you know, that list, a lot of people can pull up that same list, you know, put in the same filters on PropStream and get that list. In this case, when you're driving for dollars, that's like a unique list to you, you know? Nobody else is gonna have that list but you know what I mean? So that's pretty much it. So you're gonna find the property, drive it, or a recap, you're gonna drive around, find these properties, write the addresses down. You're gonna go to Vision Appraisal. Let me write this down. Vision Appraisal and Google. You're gonna go on Google, right? And you're gonna put Vision Appraisal, let's say New Britain, you know? And then you'll see like the first link or two right there. And you click on it and you just enter, you put the address, it's gonna give you the information. Or you could put like, let's say New Britain Taxes. New Britain Taxes. Just replace New Britain with whatever town that you're actually gonna be in, whatever market you're in. You know, New Britain Taxes, literally put that in the Google search bar and it'll be like the first or second Second link, you click on it, it'll ask you for, you know, the address. You put the address in there, and you can see who the owner is. Now you have the owner's information. Now you're gonna go to Fast People Search or True People Search, see if you can get the owner's phone number. And then and if that doesn't work, then you're gonna go to Fiverr, you're gonna get it on Fiverr. And don't forget, on Fiverr, only deal with people that have a 4.9 or 5.0 rating and have done a lot of transactions. Tomorrow I'll get into the next, I'm gonna shoot another video because I don't wanna get too long with these videos and overwhelm you and throw too much at you too early. So I was gonna just do all 4, but I was like, no, that's just too much. It's a little overwhelming. I'd rather just give you pieces. And tomorrow I'll do one on another approach that you can get deals where it'll take some of your time, but won't require much of financial investment at all. So we'll get in that tomorrow, and that's called the Astro method. And that's where you're getting deals, basically building relationships with other investors and realtors, etc. I'll get more into that tomorrow. But for today, this is how you do driving for dollars, all right? Have a good day, and I'll be back tomorrow.